Okay, so I guess the holiday's over. I don't know if they're going to have a normal trading day in the States today, but look at this scalp. I'm up 24 bucks. So I did buy at the market here. And I bought because my moving average crossover system. Now, there's people out there trading cross moving averages, and they would have taken this trade. But the same guy that took this trade took the top bottom trade. This top becomes a bottom, so your limit order would have been here. It also is one of these trades that just so happens to be with a 20 period EMA. This is the famous one the institutions use. Don't forget they use it on the 15-minute chart too. And this is the famed 5 period exponential moving average, which is a quarter of that. In this crossover system, if you were to trade it without stops, would probably make you money. If you sold here, right, the first rally into the 20 EMA, the first rally in, just fucking sell it. Or you put a sell stop here, or you've got sell limits up here because you know that this is where the floor was taken out. So you know there's this thread in here. Well, you could have just as well trap traded that, had sell limits here for the pullback, just because this EMA, and people say they would use that EMA to make a decision. Well, if you were to buy on the crossover here, you can see how bullshit that is, because the ultimate place is to put a EA bot in, or have an EA bot trigger just this one event, and leave the rest of the stuff to, this is a 10 pip grid, and look at it retest the 10 pip window. Now, did you need a moving average for that trade? No. Was the trend down when you took this trade? Oh yeah. Did your trend bot sell here, or you had some target that was maybe beyond that? You only made about 12 pips if you just nailed this puppy right in your system. But what if you had a sell limit just because this happens to be 10 pip, right? This is just 10 pips. So whether these candles are up or down, these are kind of blind candles. It just, the closing price, which is, you can't see down here, it's back here, it should be a better color, but that's the close down here. So you have slight pullback in the 5 EMA. Now if you made that a 2 EMA or 3 EMA, it would change the whole dynamics, and it would be crossing over here. And if you told somebody, there's no difference between telling somebody your system and telling the robot your system. But can a robot see this internal double top become this bottom? Probably not. But maybe you could. I was just watching the documentary of IBM playing a chess master, Deep Blue, which was first called Deep Think, and Deep Think did pretty good. But Deep Think was just hacked out. But this price being revisited is something you can do visually. You've got about an hour and a half to place that order. And do you know that's going to be the bottom? No, you don't. So if you come from the framework of, well, I've done so many back tests on Fibonacci that I know this works. But you still have to put an order here, in order even every 10 pips down. Because if you have to buy low and you sell high, it's not going to matter whether the EMA's where the EMA is at for that trade. It wouldn't make sense to say a robot got faked out by this crossover where the 5 actually crosses over. You'd say, well, take this down to a 6 period moving average. And then if I do that, and I look back in time, the market has such a non-consistent whipsaw to it that it's not going to fit now. Here it's perfect. Almost perfect entry here, but I mean, pip-wise, who made more money? The guy that sold here and got out here, or the guy that bought here and then resold here or got out here? So this is a bigger pip move than this move. This is a bigger, and this is a high probability that once we come here, if we do go up, which you're not going to know until you fucking get filled, that a lot of people are going to get out here. You know that. So this is a high probability trade. And it happens again, and it goes through the ceiling. So buying here on a pending with an exit here, with a stop here, is an order that you could place and go to sleep. You could scalp this market without even fucking being there. You have a buy limit here. You have a stop here, you have an exit here. I'm watching these guys scalp for mega bucks. Just put 3 standard lots right here. Put 3 tickets, 3 standard lot tickets. If that's how you really do trade, and you trade with a 5 pip stop, how is it any different than you placing that order in advance? Well, because people want to be there, okay? But maybe you don't want to be there. Maybe your wife's having a baby. You don't want to be there. But it's like watching sausage being made. I just seen a scalp. Somebody, they just took the euro up and just nicked the top of just by 1 pip. So the people that place orders there are making so much money without being there. But to be there for it, the thrill or the excitement, even this, they just did it in the euro here. So if you really are trading with these fucking, I'm watching this guy make 4 pips, like he just made 10 grand. I'm like, you're nuts. Now, you could have done that trade here. You might be getting stopped out, but if you think about a 3 pip stop, I don't know what the spread was when we popped up here, but check out this. Now this is if you're really trading huge. This is going to make. Of course, the spread here sucks. This broker at this time of day. Some broker out of Australia. No offense to Australians, but maybe you wouldn't get filled here. But your sell limit would have been, say, right here, based on that wick. So that would be the trap trade, and you might have just made it. You sold that. Oh, you definitely sold the bid. You know that you sold the bid here. They would have filled you because you're selling the bid. So you know you would have got filled on this. You don't know when this comes down if you would have. Your profit should be here. I mean, that's the way the rules go. Is that if you play the trap where your sell limits are up here. There's like 3. There's a little wedge there of 3. So if your sell limits are here and your stop happens to be, say, here, and the play is back to here, you can't guarantee that if the spread is bigger than, so the spread has to be at least smaller than 3 for you to make money in that trade. And of course, the other problem is that your stop needs to be kind of, well, unfortunately has to be higher, because the ask is this is the bid to the ask window. So anytime you're planning out these trades, you have to be aware of the fact that there's a 3 to 5 pip window involved in the entry here, and it doesn't take any like, it happens to just be on the 10-yard line, and you have a stop here and your exit's here, and that's what your whole life is at. I mean, imagine you've got 3 orders here, 3 stops, and you're out. You're out of that trade. Now that could be a daily chart, and that might be some ungodly amount of pips. Here's a double bottom. Do you know it's a double bottom? No, but if you put your order right in the close, they actually wicked into the close there. Take a look at the this is a 15-minute chart, but imagine this is a daily. You've seen this before. Here's the entry window. When it comes down here, there's a lot of on the 1 minute. It looks pretty squirrely there as they debate whether or not it's going to break out. They're going to not find anybody that's going to want to buy it back and take it back to fair value. That's why you'll see a cluster of indecision in a row here. Here's your triangle. So this is a good setup. Triangle 5 EMA coming into the 20 EMA. I would actually probably make that simple moving average. If you really are trading these moving averages, waiting for the double mountaintop. Of course, there's people literally putting in orders here and saying, "Oh yeah, I got confirmation on that." I'm like, "Oh man, like you just have to." This would be overbought in a downtrend. Even more overbought than this one. All right, this is the where the market's tilted. So RSI is higher. A lot of strength here, but it is at a lower price than this one. So the big spike up and the lack of and it's always going to be whipping around, and this is where people are getting clobbered. Is you may be right about this move, but either they drift up here, or you say, "Oh, looks like it's turning up, about to cross over." Everybody's getting bullish, and then it slams down here, coming into this London Open thing. So each session opens up, and the market's kind of stuck. So watching these chess players, what it is, the market's kind of stuck. It's a triangle, so you can't you imprison the pieces. There's nobody can make a move. Well, there's like a log jam there, and then the thing just comes unwound, right? People, oh boy. And when the triangle unwinds, then you're going to see some serious drama. There's a lot of people getting kicked out if their stop's too wide. Now look at that. If you had a sell limit up there, you would have got it filled. Let's see where the ask is at right now. You got to get the fuck out. That's the lowest price you're going to see right now. In fact, unless that goes down a little bit more over the next few minutes, and I didn't get out of my scalp, so I missed my exit there. I could have also put a sell limit up there and just kind of built a just kind of a hedge where if I closed all open and pendings, once I built the hedge, then I could just say, okay, I'm out, I made money. Of course, which one comes off first? Unless they come off simultaneously, you're gonna if you leg into some hedge, you're gonna be straddling that and stuck there. So if I wait for this to pull back, see how short now, the spread just got wider. So if I have a trailing bot in here right now, he just got stopped out. And people are wondering, well, why am I getting stopped out? Yeah, because if you run an EA, you probably want to run it on a fixed spread, but that's not going to help you either, because what happens in a fixed spread broker is they just take the ask up there anyways. So would you buy here at the market? Well, you'd have to. If you put a buy stop above the, you have look at my targets and look at the spread. So yeah, you got to be sitting there like a crackhead, and you just nail the button. Now, should I hold my long that I bought? If I'm looking at the bigger, if I want more pain and punishment to ride a bigger wave, when you go to the daily, I'm just not sure why people bother with the 4-hour daily when, like here's the 4-hour, and here's the 5-minute. Which one do you want to base your decision on? I mean, why are you looking at the 4 hour chart or the dailies when you're like, Jesus? I guess you could say it's an uptrend, right? On the daily, yeah, all the trends are up in the daily. But you can't honestly tell me that you would trade this. But here are the EMA's a genius. Here, it says we're gonna go up. And at what point do you stop believing this down story? Here, there's got to be a as this gets closer together. So as this envelope closes, this is the divergence. You don't need to look down at divergence. It's just the fact that this hole here, this whole area here is getting this cloud, so to speak, is getting smaller, and then you go into the ether, and this top become a bottom, and this is just your classic where the market whips around and it finally kind of lays down. It gets very quiet, and you're still getting this last exhaustion, like trying to fill that void. And of course, this is the big deal. This doji here, taken across, will be another battle zone. And having buy limits here is a no fucking brainer. You just have a basket here, and scalps are to here, right? Stops are here. Do you know if they're going to be winners? No. Should you trade on the 1 minute chart? Yeah, if you got your finger on the trigger. Here's a British pound. So if you had your buy stop here, and this is the people looking at these tick charts, don't forget, this is not what's going on here. These are different prices. I haven't seen a broker yet that has the same prices here than he does here. If you really stare at it, blow this up and look at it. So if you buy stop, your buy stop bot is like, okay, you just paid this. Wouldn't you rather buy here and sell here? But you can't. You're not allowed to do that. You can only buy this, which is the pullback, which is the bid breakout, so to speak. If you're trading a breakout of the ask price, which is what the ATR bot does, well, it's getting fucked because it should have bought here. And it's almost like you bought the breakout of the bid. So, and if you're a scalper, this makes all the difference in the world. You're scalping. You're paying quite. This is like having stuff shipped next day, AM delivery, for $57 or $100 on Saturday. That's the guppy, right? Try to scalp the guppy. And so watch somebody try to scalp the guppy with not a lot of money in their account, or not a lot of like, you need a 6-second chart or a 10-second chart. You can get a 10-second chart from a demo account, run the 10-second chart, and trade that with your other broker. So if you really are scalping, I don't see how you watch these people scalp with one data feed. I'm like, geez, I want to have a 6-second chart, a 1 minute chart, and a 5 minute chart. And I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna buy here. Or you just have your limit order sitting there, and you can close all. I've been sitting there a while. The market's coming towards my limits, and I'm like, I'm too close to the market. I cannot catch this falling knife because I've just lost all my fingers, and the knife's not even here yet. So, how to catch a plunging market? It's going to take, the faster it's plunging, the wider spaced your grid has to be. But in the meantime, are there dojis setting up on the 5 minute, on the half hour, that you can take advantage of that move? And there certainly are, and but I think I'm just going to go with the scripts because The EA is just, it's too retarded. It's like having a, well, it's like it's an incompetent person and inefficient. Inefficient. If you can see by looking at the way it sees the market is fucked. It doesn't see the trap. So that's what's noticing about this Deep Blue machine. It couldn't see. It didn't castle. There was a bug in it, and it didn't protect its king. So it wasn't into protecting the king too much. It just was looking at like eating pieces because it was designed to make points. I think it's like 5 points for a rook or something, and 3 points for a bishop and a knight, and a pawn's 1 point. And it was just looking at the point score, and not looking at the. And that's what the EAs are doing. They're looking at the what you told them to do. So they really do. They literally do it. They don't figuratively do anything. And so if you're looking at the market for what it is, and what you're capable of, how to outsmart the like you're trying to outsmart your opponent. So if your opponent is the market in the sense that you're inclined to buy something once you're confirmed that everybody agrees. But see, it's too late then. You have to buy when everybody thinks it's fucked. Just for the price is bad. Well, that's just too, I mean, if it goes down there, then obviously it's in a downtrend. It's on its way down. So it's really completely inverted to what how it's supposed to, what people think. Saying something's going up, the stock market's going up. Well, hell, there's a lot of pullbacks, and it was cracking me up when people said the stock market was going to crash, but I knew they were trying to get all these views on their stuff, right? People wanted to, the Earth's flat and the market's going to crash. And people love that stuff. I guess it's so, I guess I'd rather watch that than watch a Hobbit movie. At least these people are producing amateur. I really like the B movie better than the A movie, anyways, because it's always very honest. So watching the euro dollar on the watching the currency that you're scalping across a bunch of time frames. Now here's the 1 minute. Take a look at this. Now this is the famed 1 minute chart that only experts can trade. So if you took if you built a counter bot, say, it's like selling. Of course, I was trying to do it and I couldn't get it to work. It's better just to think in terms of that this is oversold when the 5 is below the. It's extremely oversold. But if you kept on putting your and you probably wouldn't get filled here because this is a bid. You have to have your buy limit sitting here, and if you're lucky, they would fill you. If not, no harm, no foul. But I'd put about 10 1Ks in there, stack them up. At least you get filled on 5 of those. Pretty hard. 1 minute chart looks like a good idea until you see the spread. The euro here is certainly easier to do. So if you look at the euro dollar spread, I got my trusty stop bot. Now this is what the ATR bot sees. Is this nonsense? It's looking at all it cares about is this. And the ask is not so, or the top of the bid here is where the sellers, your sell limits would have got filled there. That you do know. The only thing you do know on this chart is where the sellers got filled. You do not know if your buy orders got filled, which is very odd. I don't know how to switch this to a ask chart, and I don't know if it would because it's always fluctuating. And right now you can see the ask is the bid. So if you had a buy stop there, or you're buying here, wouldn't you rather be buying here right now? So if you bought here at the market, you're still getting this shitty price up here. You didn't get this price. So if you put a buy limit here, like this is how you trade. You just put buy limits here. Oh, you really want to buy a bunch of money, use a bunch of money. Standard lot here, right at the. This is how you would just. You're really going to trade a standard lot. So now the ask is here. It's even worse. I'm actually up on that trade. So by buying this bottom on the 1 minute chart on the euro dollar, and the spread here is kind of bad. It's 1.7. No commissions though. So the spread's like 1. So I'm going to buy another one. I was watching this guy do it. Real money. Sure, you can do it. See, where do you buy? On the blue fucking line. Come on. It's stupid. Don't give me this 1 minute chart doesn't work shit. Here's your triangle. Are we gonna revisit that triangle? Oh yeah. So get your order sitting here. Can you put a buy stop here? Sure. Did you make any money? No. The spread's this big. Think about it. Think about it, people. That's why the 1 minute chart, unless you have your buy limit here, which would not have got filled, it had to be here. And did you make money to here? Yeah. You have to sell here though. In fact, I would say if you're going to get in here and just put a sell limit there and just don't even worry about it. Just lock in a hedge. Okay, here we go. We're going to make a run for it. So I'm up on this trade. Never a losing trade. I was watching this guy. I asked somebody, hey, is this guy real? He says, no, it's fake. I'm not. No, it's other people. He's trading other people's money. So if he's up here, see his finger on the trigger. As soon as this breaks out, the top of this, should I let it go to the 10-yard line? Okay, so if I have my finger on the trigger, and I'm like, all right, man, just come back, just wait. This is what the guy did. Guy's making, he's down $7,000 for a moment. Then he's up $15,000. He's out of the trade. 400 standard lots on 2 tickets. 200 standard lots per ticket. Master Forex trader. Although it looks like he's a fugitive. Other than that he's a fugitive, which goes to my story that it's true that if you're a sociopath, you make way more money trading. So if you're losing at trading, count your blessings. You're not a sociopath. You're not a fugitive. But look at this bid now. Now, how do you think the sellers feel? Are they going to take that scalp again? I don't know if that's a good trade now. So here's the 5 minute. Now you have to go back all the way to here of last week. So you're coming up on last week's breakouts. All you have to do is have this ask line trip this. If people are actually running a trailing stop on bid, and they've been short the market, as soon as this on some brokers hits this, you're going to see a big move. This is why you see all this flirtation at that area, is because every broker has a different spread, and everybody's getting triggered at a different price, and all of a sudden it just cascades, and all the spreads tighten up because everything's been filled and liquidity vacuums gone, and now there's tons of liquidity and everybody's like woohoo, and it's just a complete psychosis. And I saw somebody put in on this, I don't read this Reddit thing, but I was on there, and it in Forex, it said that somebody, Goldman Sachs, said you couldn't put stops on your trades in the Mexican peso. And I thought, well, it's kind of funny. If your computer's not fast enough to execute stops, then why do you have a brokerage firm? I mean, it just goes to the whole notion of bigger's better, and you can't trust unregulated brokers because I'm like, what? I mean, the whole thing is over the counter. It's not regulated to begin with. What are you, nuts? Yeah, they're nuts. I got this robot running in the background, but he's got a sad face, so he's not thinking about it. Okay, so here's the big deal. Do we break this thing out? Here comes 2 o'clock in the morning. Should you sell up here? Is this still resistance? So I ask myself, what's the next move? What should you be doing now? And so I can't say you would have got filled here. Now, on a true ECN broker, on a true half a pip, if you're paying commissions, then the idea is there that you got filled. You bought. And if you put your buy limit here at the double bottom in price, fuck that bat wing shit. This is a double bottom, people. If you have your orders in this window, these are all your tickets. This thing's telling you. But would you want a robot to be throwing orders out here willy-nilly at this price? No, because you want to buy here at this top. If it is going to come back here, a lot of people are going to buy here. And maybe it does ricochet to here. But you know how these markets are. They'll just crush it all the way back. It has to satisfy the need of this price to fuel this price. There is nobody that wants to pay this when they know if nobody comes in to buy it, they'll just keep bidding it down. The bid will be always lower than the ask. This is the big critical window here. And is there a doji here that became a top, and was this a good trade? Oh yeah. But you literally got to be playing the other side of the game. You have to be on the other team. You've got to be on the double top became a bottom for this. Even here is a micro win. Top becomes a bottom. That's 30-minute chart. This is scalper's world. But there's also this big issue about this price. Is this price going to be the holding price? And the debate goes on. Now, just in sheer 10 pip handle style, though, without regard to the actual resistance. And would you put a sell limit here on the 10 handle for a bounce back to here? Yeah, that could be a scalp. Once you trigger this, though, this ledge here, so you can see it run up right to this 10-yard line. Notice the wick, the bid is right on the 10-yard line. This is dumb shit. Okay, it's about the difference between a 5 pip stop and an 8 pip stop. With one's got a standard lot and one's got a half standard lot is quite a difference in price. And if the targets ratio-wise are set up right, then having a little capture zone here. So you have the capture zone. Let's use your stop. Here's your limit. Here's your take profit. And if you have all these little nodes out there, and you're going to pick this stuff up without even being there. So the notion that you're going to sit there and worry about this fucking pullback, and in the morning, if it comes down here, I'm going to buy. This is my trade plan. Well, fucking just put the orders in the night before, if that's really your trade plan. And to babysit the market, man, unless you're really good at babysitting, because I'll tell you what, I don't think I was. I was over at this girl's house one day, and she had this kid, and I said to her, well, how can't we just cordon off this room And I got to take a nap. So she's like, "Why are you always so tired?" I'm like, "Cause I'm with you. You're out of your fucking mind." I said, "Well, what? Can't we just cordon off the room and make it kind of like childproof? And I'll just take a nap here. And if I hear something go terribly wrong, I'll wake up. I'm not that heavy a sleeper. And how about we just put a cowbell on his neck or something? Or how about some type of alarm? If he and he could actually did it. Like he ran across the floor and grabbed onto an outlet on the floor. He got his first alternating current experience, and that was cute. And I said, "Wow, this is quite a safe place you got here. Big, giant house, and but not really too keen on being childproof." And then the kid, I found it soothing, oddly soothing, that the kid was chaotic, and I thought, wow, it's kind of like random, like you kind of figure that he's not gonna, recite the. He's not going to break out an encyclopedia and start telling you history or something, but it really was soothing to have some chaos. And I guess the market's that way. It's soothing. Sometimes I watch it and I think, look at all this shit. Are you kidding me? And even if I'm winning or losing, there's like a hypnotic, it's kind of hypnotic. So I've got so I'm finally breaking out. So do you think there's going to be a big bunch of movement once we take out the high of yesterday? Duh. Like, are these people really surprised? I'm up on this. Look, I'm up. I'm going to be like this guy. See, it's only been 5 minutes. Okay, I'm going to take it as soon as they trigger. And they're about to trigger. See, the ask is right against there? Okay. I'm going to take it off, right? I'm going to let I'm going to take my British pound off. There. Just made $75 from us subscribers. But yeah, that's what the guy was doing. That's cracking me up. He said he was the black George Soros, master forex trader. He's really trading people's money. Sure, you could do these trades. Could you just place a pending there? Kind of hard to do that unless you placed a buy stop here and took all this risk. Now, would you have really done that trade if you had to? What you would have got if you got in here with a stop here, and then your take profit had to be ratio-wise. I mean, let's break even there. This is a good trade. There's no doubt that's a great trade. Now, can it keep going up after this? Oh yeah. So I would say go to the 1 minute chart and say, okay, well, where would you put a buy limit now for another? Well, if that's the breakout, then I'm going to put a buy limit here, and while I get filled, it's debatable. So I'd put another one here, and this one here. How about here, right in the trap? So put a buy limit here, and the aggressive entry. And these people talk about aggressive entry. Hell, aggressive entry is putting an order here. You're not even in the market yet. You're waiting to get filled on that. And the bid has to come to down in here and maybe crush to here to even get filled on that ask. Because the ask right now is the top of that. That's why a breakout bot. So if you're sitting now with your finger here on the trigger going, I'm waiting for 80. At 105.80, I'm going to buy. So I'm going to buy at 105.80. Or why would I just put an order at 105.80? Doesn't make any sense, right? So how about 105.80 is right here. Oh, they're not going to let me do it. Too close to the spread. Right there. Why don't you just put an order there? See, the breakout bot's going to lose. He had to get out here. So it's really like it's sadly like a chess game. There's only so many moves. And this is the 1 minute chart. This is the euro dollar. And you could trade the pound. Right, there's the 1 minute pound, but the spread sucks. And it's always changing. So here it looked like this. If you put a buy limit here, just below the, can't see my orders showing up in here. Geez, here's your buy order ticket. So you can put all your buy limits in like this, and that's the 1 minute chart. Here's the 5 minute. So you'd be buying at fair value. On the 15, you're pretty much you may never get filled on this, but hey, it's just before the top of the hour. So here's the big backlash, or here's the big thing, is that we've broken out into new highs on the euro, and the top of the hour is not here yet. Oh look, I got filled. See, so I'm filled on that. Now I could sit with my finger on the trigger here, and I'm gonna get out and take something. If it goes up and I make $10, I'll just get out. So what is that a higher probability trade? Now if I would have the stop bot, if he's on the 1 minute chart looking at this data, unless he puts his buy stop here now, which is a worse price than I got, I couldn't get this price right now. The spread just happened to tighten up for me to get that. If I buy now, I'll be underwater. The reason I'm slightly down is because I'm almost making up the spread right now. So you can imagine buying 400 standard lots at the market. I'm pretty sure he bought it. I think he bought the market. I think he traded at the market. And I was like, wow, okay. See, look at that. I just got filled on 2 standard lots there. Top of the hour. See, I'm up. I did this one. When this one goes into profits, I can take it off. So I think that's the way that to scalp it. See, look, I'm getting killed here. So I put a buy limit here. So now let's put a buy limit down here then. If it's going to back up that hard. And this is the euro. So the pound, no fill. The pound could be off to the races. It's been trading in a very quiet area for, this is a huge move. This go flat line. And this is the daily. This is the 15 minute. But they've already tripped. And when they trip this line, they will trigger brokers around the world. When they trip this 10-yard line here. Okay, I'm going to buy them pullbacks on the euro right now. So if you really are trading standard lots, for God's sakes, put your order in lower than. Don't buy at the market. Unless it's unless you're just sitting there and you're like, oh yeah, this is it right here. So here's the big pullback on the 1 minute to this top. And these were not market orders. And I couldn't get that price right now, so I could take, as soon as this one's in profits, so I can take that off. Or if I think, oh, you know what, I'm so wrong, they're going to pull it back to here now. And what if I really like the trade, I would put an order in here. And really pile up on this. So I know people do buy here this triple bottom on the 1 minute with a trailing stop, but here they would have just crushed your nuts. I mean, you would have, if you didn't get out here in the trap zone, and of course if you did sell up here, you're in profits right now. So if you had a sell limit sitting up here now, if you happen to have an order up there, now you're winning. You're up. But every minute that ticks by, you've got to consider the current situation. This is what a robot has a hard time doing. The chess robots could not assess the picture as it's at. Look, they're just looking at how many moves can they make, and they do assess the current board, but they don't. Pretty fascinating. I watched 3 hours of this stuff. Love it. Deep Blue and Deep Think. Robots, certainly I couldn't beat a robot at chess. And I guess if you're trying to build a robot to trade the market, then the rule set has to be just mind blowing. Or you just place the orders there with half a brain, right? You got the 1 minute chart, and certainly this is the best place to learn trading is 1 minute chart, because you can see the spread, you can see your enemy, and you can see the you can just learn faster. It's not, you're not waiting for setups and shit. Fuck that shit. It's stupid. Don't trade the 1 minute chart. They always tell people, what do you think, I got like 500 lifetimes to live in my life? Fuck that. What is with people? And look at all these. Look at this. Look at this flag. What do you want to call it? Look at this fucking area. Did they trap these breakout people? Oh yeah, it was like, come on, break out, would you please? Oh, no, sorry, gone. Right here, another trap. But it's not what you see on the chart, because the asks are not going to necessarily guaranteed. Even a back look, even a look back, even a structure leaves clues is bullshit. It's not. It doesn't leave. It doesn't show you where the trades were. So look at this. I got out of that one because I'm like, you know what? I don't think I like this so much. Okay, here comes the 5 minute robots. 5 minutes after the hour, and wow, they're on it. So that little window there, that run up, should I get out? Are we going to go hunt down this wick? If we take this high out from yesterday on the euro dollar, forget about it. This thing left the station, right? This thing's... You can't even chase this. And look at the spread. It sucks. They're just about to... Now, they'll trigger these around platforms around the world. They're just getting crushed right now. Watch how frantic. They took out this high. If they go after the high of yesterday, like the euro's going after the high yesterday, then forget about it, right? Well, there you go. So see how violent this is? That's 10 pip window. And now we're coming up on the high of yesterday. If we take this out, this is going to be the most severe retracement you've ever seen, right? Because look at this. Look at all these. All the bears stops are up here. And also the place to sell for the scalp back in, obviously, right? So now I place buy limits on the euro for a psychotic pullback backlash. I'm going to get out of that euro, $100, and I'm going to look at the putting buy limits in now. So if the euro is really going up, do you think it could come back to the breakout point? And maybe I'm wrong, but I just made $300, right? Sellers should come in here. If they don't, forget it. It's going to go to the moon, right? It's going to cut through all of this. British pound. This is going to be the hardest move up. Think about it. 1,000 pips down in the fucking say Sell here, right? Sell for a scalp. Put a sell limit here. Put a sell limit here. And put a sell limit here. You have to sit with your finger on the trigger if you make any money here, because I think it's going to go ripping up. So if it comes back here, okay, I'll take my $13, and I got buy limits in there. I got sell limits in there. Anyways, I don't bore you to death. That's the morning view here. Before that was the big scalp before the other markets open, and God knows what's going to happen. So I should have stayed in that short. But yeah, look at this psychotic pullback right to here. Now, should I buy at the market? Wait, just one more pip. Of course, I'm watching the British pound tick chart there. Oh, let's see. Almost going to get filled on my limit. I would say, I'll buy one at the market and let these limits fill up. Now I'm looking for serious shenanigans. And wow. Let the games begin. So this is the fun part, is trying to throw in, having the patience to wait for your buy limit to get filled. And all right, there you go. So I can go to the 1 minute chart now and see that was the pullback to my scalp. I'm gonna wait till I make about $20 here and get out. It's hard to make up the spread on this. So if it makes it just below the 10-yard line, oh, looks like it's going to pull back some more. Of course, 1 minute chart. It's a frisky devil, but it meets the criteria. Look at this robot picking up the indicator. Picking up this classic indicator. Okay, $30. Boom, there. All right, baby's pissed. I don't blame it. So trailing buy limit. Let's see if it was sitting there. It made back up $50 there. Take a look at this pound. This guy's about to take out the high from yesterday. Duh. You couldn't see it coming. So if you couldn't see that psychosis coming. All right. Wow. Definitely a lot more trading. So the euro on the 1 minute, sellers are coming in again, double top. And we look to get filled on buy limits again. And it's just like that over and over again. Now I'm kind of afraid about this order up here, because I think it could just go blasting up now. So I gotta get rid of this. I should have it on this. Oh, great! Doesn't want to take it off. Okay. So you have to go by pending orders here. It's about to get filled, unfortunately. So if you look at it's just going to go to the moon. These are painfully obvious trades, I think. And the volatility is no surprise. So all I can do here is buy and limit pullbacks. There's no way to really, or sell on. I would take my limits and put them right on this wick. I think it's too late for these orders, and I'm not going to chase it, so I have to go by price. I've got the Dow Jones in there, so it's fucking up the way the price runs. So we have to go leave just. So I'd put my scalp bank up in here. Obviously, resistance on the daily. So here's all your scalps. And then you just put tight stops on that stuff. I just don't think there's any reason to be there for that. And this is what it would look like on this time frame. So you don't have to look at the other time frame to see that, oh yeah, those would be great places to get on. You nuts? Okay, look, big pullback now in the euro. Possible 20 pip pullback. 10 at least right to here. Pick me up on my buy limits. And then here's the okay, more buy limits. Pick up as much as I can without getting crushed. Here's the big talent. Okay, I'll buy one at the market, and I could trade this all the way up into these cells. If I have an equal amount of cells up here, I know that at the end of the day, if I close all, so this is a way to manually trade. If you don't want to run all that script shit, and I don't blame you, it's just, I guess I thought people would be like, oh, what a great idea. And they're like, fuck that. Here, we put a buy limit down here, right? It's a 10 pip grid. You just put your buy limits here. Okay. Like, outskirts of town. Yeah, you got scatter lots down here. Fuck stops. Just put that in and walk away. Is that not going to be a good trade? Now, if you go to the different time frames, it looks good on the half hour. Well, your cells are up here. So I'm long at the market, and I am down 22 bucks, but I'm waiting for another rally of 10 pips to take out the high of the day and go up about 8 pips above the high of the day, and we're trying to hunt down yesterday's high. We already took out yesterday's high. On the pound, we haven't done that yet. So the pound is like lagging. The pound is lagging the move, and the buy limits here, I'd put them here. That's still a lot of money, and I'm making money on the euro. So I got my finger on here. As soon as we clear the top of the day there and do another psycho burst, I'm going to dump there and reload. We just have to pop out the high of the day here. It may might get some follow through. We're also at the infamous round number, and I'm just going to get out here. 31 bucks. It looks like it's going to be a laborious attempt. So let's let these buy limits possibly fill. Okay, it looks like a labored move up there. So they just stopped out. Anybody that had, or they trapped a sell bot here on the 1 minute chart. I changed the color. Couldn't take that other color. Still haven't got filled here. So I have my finger on the trigger, ready to buy at the market if I can't wait any longer. Of course, the 1 minute chart. We're waiting to get filled on a limit. And so it may not happen. And the buy stop bot would have just got filled right now. The ask just went above the bar there. And I assume it's using the bid prices for entry. When it says price. And so the delta factor, I guess, 1.5 pips, it would say, okay, looks like it's going up. Wait for that one backlash, but may not get it. 5-minute bots have just come on board, and so here's the 5-minute, and here's the 1. So it's a triangle here. I guess I have to buy it at the market. So I didn't get filled. If I had this buy limit didn't get filled, and I just had to overpay, it may still get filled. It's a 1-minute triangle. At this time of day, a 1-minute triangle is tradable. I don't know if if this is Asian session, because you don't get this kind of pip movement. You're already up, and then plus you're hunting down the stuff. To keep that in context, you have to just zoom out. So here's your triangle, your flag, and you've already taken out the high of that. Now you're going after the bottom here, which is let's see. Jesus, I don't have that on here. Okay, so here is where the seller should be coming in, is right here. So that would be our first target. Let's see, what is this trade? Okay, here's my market. I'm just looking to take out the high of the day and look for some follow through. So it was a laborious ride. I could have stayed in, but I took money out. I took money off the table, and it just never got filled. I was too deep on that. So as soon as we take out the high of the day and we go up about to this line and a little bit beyond, overshoot to the upside a little bit here, and that would be my get out point. And then I'll just reload on limits. Okay, we're the round number. At this point, I'm ready to get out just as they cut through there, and they blast for about, oh geez, right about, right about there. Okay, so I'll take the 75, and now I'll put a buy limit here. And I would suspect that we could pull back. So I'm sure a lot of people, and we just smacked off of this price here, the low here, and it was the low on the half hour, it was the low on the 1 hour. So now we're buying pullbacks. I get out of all my winners, and now I might buy in a little bit deeper pullbacks. So I put a buy limit here. Here's the 1 minute. Irrational exuberance is gone. That scalp's done. And that's how you do it. You know, if you're scalping, it's a lot of fucking work. You know, a lot of in and out, up and down. It's a lot of work. So I guess this is why people are trading standard lots like that. So look at this, not a losing trade. That's what this guy said. It's really cute. So my last 4 trades, not one losing trade though today. Can't resize that. So here is my all these are winners here. All these standard lots I just traded. So I just made how much? 100, 200, $300. In this one, I just took $1. Made $1. $300 this morning. No losing trades. My services are 10 cents a minute. Do the math. Look, it just got filled in that buy limit. So you could have scalped off of that, and you could have just done that trade off of the 1 hour structure, right? Bonds become tops. Sold right here. That's your sell window, and the ask is here. Now you're up in that trade. There you go. Scalping and the bid versus ask.